If you missed the last one, we circled Skilac Lake and the cell phone signal was absolutely terrible and it buffered a lot. I had Shaggy helping me out. I really appreciate that. Thanks for the heads up with everything. I'm gonna flip this around and look at the sun again, because why not? Yeah, I don't really know. I would leave it on me, but I'm not much to look at. But this is the city of Soldotna. Just came through something called the Y, and this heads to Kenai. Just drove down from the Whittier Junction closer to Anchorage, came over the pass, then went around Skilac Lake, and now we're coming through Soldotna. And it is currently 10 p.m. at night, and the sun is not going to be setting for a while. It's still a good 6 inches in the air. Soldotna is getting ready for Memorial Day coming up here. How much is gas where y'all are watching from? It is currently at the Speedway Express. Hey, wow, it came down. $5.17 for unleaded, $5.77 for diesel. So it dropped a little bit. Good old Bailey's Furniture Store. Oh, taco. If you ever come to Soldotna, you gotta hit that place up. The guy, I believe, was a saucery chef in the lower 48. He opened that place up about 3 years ago. He makes all his sauces from scratch. I believe he was grinding his own ground beef for the tacos, but he is on point. His price point is around $8, $9 for 2 tacos, and you definitely get what you're paying for. I definitely recommend anybody going to taco in Soldotna. Now we're getting to the outer limits of the north. And that was the extremely busy metropolis of Soldotna, Alaska. This is actually going to work out pretty good. I got 13% left on the battery. I can't plug the charger in because I am streaming in vertical. So we're driving on the Kenai Peninsula, which is currently a peninsula, but it is turning into an island. There's a fault between Whittier and Girdwood, Portage area, and the peninsula's cracking off from there. Nikiski, Alaska, 24 miles away. You drive up that way and the road will end. For a little bit. There you go. Can you say hi? You want to say hi to anybody? What's up? Are you going to host? You're not saying anything. You're not going to say anything to anybody? You're not even going to look at them? What's up? Frodo, you're not a good host. You're a little quiet. I don't know if the camera's picking up the ruts in the road, but where most of the traffic goes, there's probably a 3-inch lip. It drops down and it'll jerk your car into it. So if you ride off to the side, straddling the emergency lane, you can straddle those ruts in the road. getting new power lines. We got new transmission lines last year. They still have the fiber optic cables hanging on the right side. And we got brand new distribution lines on the left side, brand new poles this year. They're actually still stringing the lines right now. About as close to Kenai as I get on this trip. Now we work our way. Hello again. Whenever I dropped the phone, it hit the mute button. My bad. I was saying some of the stuff I got planned or titled is doing some like prepper type stuff from a culinary standpoint. Looking into like canning cooked meats and making our own pastas. Kind of high carb stuff, and you know, instead of buying all these buckets of pre-made pasta, you know, get buckets of flour, vacuum seal your flour, and now you got your key ingredient for basically anything you want to make. 5x5. I do know that military term. The Coast Guard uses most of the Navy slang, but then it gets away from a lot of like the Air Force, Marine, Army. Like we have MOSs, but we don't have like 89 Bravo or the number classifications that the other branches have. Our MOSs are called rates, similar to the Navy. They do assign them a class code, but my rate was an AMT, or Aviation Maintenance Technician. I was started on 60s and then went to C-130s. The Coast Guard is fixers and flyers. I didn't miss that pothole. I know I've thrown a bunch of guys with airborne patches out the back. There's been a few Army guys, the Army jump team. We've flown them over a couple baseball stadiums or football stadiums. So we've thrown a few of the branches out of the back of our plane. It was a perfect good plane, no reason to jump. And the craziest jump we ever did, picked up about 12 guys, took off from Clearwater, flew over to MacDill, is it MacDill in Tampa? Yeah, MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, picked up a bunch of guys in black outfits and took them many hours east. Sorry a second, my phone just went dark. I need some juice. We flew them way east toward Africa. Opened up the back of the door. We were all on oxygen, probably around 28,000 feet, and kicked all those guys out and came back to Florida. Don't know what they were doing, what they did. I have some theories because there's a couple movies that came out a few years later about a ship that got boarded by some pirates. I don't know what they did. All I know is we kicked a bunch of guys out in the middle of the Eastern Atlantic and came back home. So now we are off any state maintained stuff. This is all maintained by us back here. It's not a road, it's just a public right of way, I guess, easement. So I'll probably wrapping this up in just a few minutes. I appreciate you hanging out, especially going through these learning curves with signal availability in Alaska. That's kind of my little piece of paradise. All right, back up in the air. It's off the beaten path, so in the end of the world, it'll at least take a minute for the drones to find us. I don't know what's going on with this hill other than there's water flowing out the top of it and the mushy hole is getting bigger. I try to keep my street signs out of the video. I'm not going to do the best at it. Don't really care. And we are almost to the studio of Living Alaska. It is the permanent backdrop for everything outdoors, Living Alaska, and for We Had to Go Out. And this is my little piece of paradise. It's been a work in progress for 7 years. So lots of mushy ground and glacial silt and everything, and reconnecting. So, well, thanks for hanging out with me. This will definitely improve with all of the technical stuff. It's definitely come a long way, but it is about time to start doing this for real. So I appreciate it. Let's see, you're welcome. You'll leave a comment on a video of your Discord. Okay, sounds good. The community page is turned on as well if you want to leave it there. So thanks again for hanging out, and we will talk to you next time. You put a tent out there, watch your place, have to get to know you first. Yeah, we got property over on the other side. It's also got a really nice outhouse. I had registered it on Hip Camp, but then I had leg rebuilt, so I wasn't able to get the property finished for the campsites. But the outhouse is in over there. It's even got a vanity and stuff. So, Living Alaska Discord, 1990s colored screen test. I lagged. How do I type on here? Does it not let us type messages? Well, this is a learning curve. I was not expecting to create a highlight lighting. I don't know how I can tap in here or type. There's not a type box. I can see your messages, but I cannot type a message. I will put the Discord link on the creator page. It's not letting me get anywhere right now while it's live streaming. But no, I appreciate it, and I will let you go and get that link posted right now. So thanks again for hanging out. You gonna say bye, Fro? All right, that's the best bye you're gonna get from him. I appreciate it. Take care.